center with me, Maria Shakil. It was day 3 of the budget session, washout as the BJP and the opposition have drawn the battle lines inside Parliament, with no signs of the legislative agenda moving a single inch forward. Union ministers continue to lead the charge against the Congress, demanding Rahul Gandhi's apology to the nation from the floor of the House for claiming in London that Indian democracy was under threat, adding that the Congress MP called for foreign intervention to oust the BJP. After 2 days of firefighting the BJP's offensive, the Congress today led a number of opposition parties demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe into the Adani matter, accusing the centre of misusing central agencies. The Congress led a march to the ED headquarters and submitted a letter to the agency director calling for an immediate investigation. The BJP has accused the Congress of manufacturing a scandal and pointed out the cracks in the opposition ranks, as the BRS and the TMC were missing from the march. The TMC has made it clear that the JPC demand is not on their agenda, and instead the party MPs protested over price rise in the Parliament complex. In fact, the TMC has accused the Congress of being hand in glove with the BJP. The face-off comes just ahead of the crucial election season on the road to 2024. While the BJP once again aims to corner the Congress on the nationalism plank, the Congress is placing its bets on the Adani matter, but has once again failed to rally the opposition under one cause. But this logjam has derailed both houses of Parliament, with over 30 crucial bills awaiting passage. Is the parliamentary agenda fair game ahead of the election season? But if we look at the bigger picture, who is gaining the political edge?
ईडी इस मामले में एफआईआर दर्ज करके इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू करे। अडानी के खिलाफ कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं हो रही है?
सरकार हमको विजय चौक के पास भी नहीं जाने दे रही और रोक लिए है।
आवश्यक है कि हम नहीं, सबने देखा ये विजुअल प्रतीक है कि ये तानाशाही सरकार है। हम इन्हें झुकाएंगे, ये मार्च रुकेगा नहीं।
There in the West Bengal, Congress and BJP is together. Therefore, we are not.
सारे दुनिया के डायस्पोरा से हमको फोन आ रहे। भारत का अपमान कर रहा है इस सदन के एक नेता।
एक सदन का मेंबर जिस प्रकार से विदेश में जाके भारत के सदन का अपमान करता है, और अगर इनको कोई अपमान नहीं लगता है और ये इस प्रकार का व्यवहार करते हैं, तो मेरा मानना है कि जो तख्ती है इनको सस्पेंड किया जाए।
And joining me on the show, GVL Narasimha Rao, BJP spokesperson and Member of Parliament, Advocate Mahima Singh representing the Congress. We have Amar Patnaik of the BJD and Khaliqur Rahman, BRS leader, Nirja Chaudhary, journalist and political analyst. I'm going to begin with the BRS representative because the TMC, in fact, refused to join any discussions today. Khaliqur Rahman, as far as the TMC is concerned, they are saying it very clear that in the state of Bengal, the BJP and the Congress are hand in glove. What is your argument in not joining the protests that were held today?
I think you should ask the TMC representative or the spokesperson that question.
No, what about you?
The spokesperson of the TMC.
Tell me about BRS.
Answer that.
Tell me about the BRS. Yes, I want to know about BRS. Forget about TMC. They have a reason. What about you? Yes.
As far the opposition is concerned, in fact, we have always been advocating for the opposition unity. But we always maintain the equidistance with BJP and the Congress. But today's issue, in fact, is something which, is about the constitution of the JPC, which is the demand of the BRS also, especially on the Hindenburg's allegations on the Adani group.
Then why didn't you join the march?
Yes?
Why didn't you join the march then?
Who said we did? We in fact were the one who in fact raised this actually, and it was the march, which was, about 18 parties have participated, and we have in fact supported the march.
You have supported the march.
Because
okay.
yes, it was our demand, in fact, because even now we demand through your channel that the GPC has to be constituted.
Okay, you are demanding that the JPC be constituted.
Yes.
Okay. GVL Narasimha Rao, this seems to be endless with no solution in sight. It's the treasury benches which have to make effort in running the parliament. And for how long can you continue to demand apology from Rahul Gandhi?
You see, the demand is not just of the BJP. The people of this country cannot tolerate a leader of a political party which has ruled this country for several decades, a person who is a member of parliament of the lower house of parliament, Lok Sabha, going abroad and completely repudiating India's democracy, abusing India's democracy, running down India's democracy and all its institutions. So I think the Congress party's pick that they have been defeated repeatedly and they are bound to lose next elections as well, 2024. Can that be a reason for you to run down India's democracy? And what do we debate in parliament when the opposition leader, a key member of the opposition party, a dynastic successor of the main opposition party in parliament, is completely tarnishing India's democracy? So does this, can you even, can we expect the world to respect our democracy if leaders sitting inside parliament run it down? So
that's a fair question.
And he spoke for
GVL Narasimha Rao,
almost an hour.
that is a fair question to ask. If a member of parliament runs down Indian democracy, then how can we expect any respect for our democratic institutions and democracy from others, Mahima Singh? Whatever said and done, Rahul Gandhi is not able to explain, and that is the reason why one would say he's missing in action from the parliament, that as to why did he make those statements? I mean, why have this constant narrative of democracy under threat and seek intervention from other countries?
Good evening, Maria. Good evening, all. I think, first of all, we need to look into the question. What he has said, is that a deterioration of democracy? Is that a questionable statement? And I think we have debated on that, because the interpretations are being made about that he has sought some sort of intervention when that is not the case. When the case is that he's said that, that the world is oblivious. That's one thing. And another thing is that what's happening in the parliament, Maria, the question is under what rule? Under what parliamentary rule is the ruling party acting in the way that they are acting? The outrage that they are creating in both the houses. You see, during UPA 1, the productivity of the houses was at a stable, rate. Now today, if you see, it is declining every day. Right now, it is, in UPA 2, I would remind, when we were ruling, the BJP used to disrupt the house so much it was at a very low, productivity of 43%. But today, if you see, the parliament still, although the BJP accuses the Congress and the opposition all the time, it is still at a 68%, but it is only the ruling party, paradoxically. It is the ruling party.
You are essentially saying, Mahima Singh, that overall productivity of the parliament is still more than the UPA 2.
But the disruptions are caused by the BJP, Maria, today. It is the ruling party that is obliged to ensure a smooth functioning of the house, but they are disrupting it. And the BJP spokesperson just now said the people of this country demand an apology. I wish to remind him that the people of this country are leaving this country today at double the rate that they used to be leaving before 2014. When it was about 300 people per day, today about 600 people per day are leaving this country.
Okay, GVL Narasimha Rao, explain this. Explain this. Why should the treasury benches themselves be responsible for this impasse? Is this not a diversionary tactic? Because you realize that as far as that demand is concerned, you cannot obviously debate it in parliament because the Supreme Court is seized of the matter. You would rather make a demand which is on a pitch which is very familiar to you, that is the nationalism pitch.
What parliamentary rule? Our question is under what parliamentary rule are they demanding an apology from a Lok Sabha MP in the Rajya Sabha?
Under what, Maria, Under what parliamentary rule did the entire opposition disrupt the speech of Honorable Prime Minister in Rajya Sabha? What rule did they do it? Can the Congress spokesperson answer this? What rule did they use to go to the well of the House to disrupt Prime Minister when he was speaking on the motion of address to the on the motion of thanks to the President of India? I think, come on, don't, without understanding, please don't raise this issue. Let me answer the question that you raised, Maria.
Please
let me answer the question that you raised. You see, it is not usual for Treasury benches to raise to stall a parliament on any issue. It does not happen usually. But what you have is an extraordinary situation where a principal leader of the Congress party has attacked the institution of parliament. And he has actually attacked the privileges of every member of parliament. He has abused every institution in this country. This is an attack on India's democracy. What do we discuss without him coming and explaining why he made those comments and that he regrets and he apologizes for these comments? What can be more important for India's democracy than to debate this particular issue? We want him to come and apologize and the matter will end. And he must assure the House and the people of this country he will not ever do it again.
The question is that your view may be very different from what the BJP is saying, okay? But then what is stopping Rahul Gandhi from coming to the parliament and explaining his point?
Maria, he's just arrived back from the UK, and I think that it will happen in time. He'll be in the parliament in time, and I think when the last time he was there, the BJP was looking for nooks and corners to escape because the questions that he had raised about Adani's scam and the shell companies therein, I think the BJP has nowhere to hide their face in. And just now you said that it is still higher, the rate of productivity is still higher than the UPA. So that speaks about the opposition's conduct. It is not us disrupting the parliament in this day and age. It is the ruling party, unfortunately. And look at the audacity of the BJP spokesperson right now. A silence would have been better than this lame answer, I would say.
Okay.
Because he cannot
Neerja Chaudhary, you know, Rahul Gandhi made some statements abroad. It has derailed Parliament. Do you realize, do you feel as a political analyst that this is a pitch that the BJP, plays the best on? It's about nationalism. And, only yesterday I was at the Lokmat conclave where there was a huge population in attendance, were particularly the youth of the country. And they seem to agree with the stand of the BJP that Rahul Gandhi must come and apologize.
Look, I agree with you that it gives an ammunition to the BJP to play a card it's very comfortable with, and its centerpiece of his narrative has been nationalism, national pride. So, ye to hona hi tha. I mean, they would have latched onto it. But it's a good thing that both sides are going for each other about the state of our democracy. That is a good thing. Congress has made some accusation. The BJP is defending it. So I see nothing wrong in that. Of course, Rahul Gandhi, we all know there are deep fault lines in our democracy, even as we are very proud of a vibrant, noisy democracy in India. But there are the fault lines. The institutions are under pressure. But Rahul Gandhi to say that democracy has been undone, I think is carrying it too far. Because as I say, Rahul Gandhi, if it had been totally undone, Rahul Gandhi would not have been able to undertake his march from the south to Kashmir and enter Kashmir and have his say in that troubled state. So I think there has to be a balance somewhere, even as we fight hard to restore the autonomy and health of our democratic institutions. But the politics of it, Maria, is very interesting because actually when you look at it, it's helping both the BJP and the Congress politically.
But Neerja, if anything, the opposition fault lines are also on the surface now. The TMC says that they cannot do business with the Congress. The other political parties are saying will not join this march. Yes, please.
That's right. So, whereas Rahul Gandhi, this has helped Rahul Gandhi become the main face of the entire opposition. internally in the country and as far as externally. The main opponent to Narendra Modi. That's the gain of the Congress. As far as the BJP is concerned, it becomes Rahul Gandhi versus Narendra Modi, which is going to benefit the BJP. As far as the casualty is concerned, it is opposition unity. That is absolutely correct.
That's actually very well put, Neerja.
This is a critical factor in 2024.
Okay, so let me get a view now from a fence sitter, that is the BJD MP Amar Patnaik. Dr. Patnaik, how are parties such as yours viewing this impasse in Parliament?
There are a couple of things here. I have really to study the context of the context in which Rahul Gandhi is supposed to have made the statements and see if these were made earlier by others or not. So I think I have not really made that study, so I can't really make an express my opinion about it. But what I would like to definitely mention is that if the Parliament is not functioning, this is an important issue. But if this issue is to be discussed in the Parliament, it could be done by a motion moved in the House itself for a discussion, which would bring seriousness to the issue. But to disrupt the House completely by both the parties, as I've said before, it really it is a hindrance for parties like us, which are regional parties, to raise our issues in the Parliament. And those issues are very substantial. We are regional parties. We have several issues with the central government which could be solved if Honorable Minister takes notice of it when it is raised there. It is also important for us to raise these issues because our constituents over there should also be feeling that their MP who has come here to the Parliament is raising their issues in the Parliament. They don't really understand why the House is not functioning, why the House is not functioning over such a protracted period, because they are used to houses not being functioning for 1 or 2 hours.
So there are other regional parties, Mahima, which are demanding as to why the House is not functioning. BJD is one of them.
Absolutely, we are with them. That is why we are asking the ruling party, who is obliged for ensuring the smooth functioning of both the houses when they are sitting in such a huge majority.
Okay,
we are asking
that's a question also to you. Why are you not letting the House function? That's a question coming from BJD.
For us, I mean, it's not. It's the BJP that's shouting.
So I'm asking them. I'm asking them, Mahima. Why are you not letting the House function, GVL?
Okay.
Yes.
Maria, I think Dr. Amar Patnaik, MP from BJD, has mentioned he has not studied the comments made by Rahul Gandhi, and I'm sure he would have been outraged had he examined, has he listened to those comments and the context they were made. It does not matter in what context. This was a college conversation that Rahul Gandhi was having, where you go abroad. Earlier you had Manish Shankar Iyer going to Pakistan and seeking help to remove or unseat Prime Minister Shri Modi. And now you have Rahul Gandhi going to all over the world, trying to seek help in overthrowing a democratically elected government. He wants basically what help is he seeking? He is abusing India's democracy and seeking external help to survive in India's democracy.
Both you and the Congress
no respect for democracy.
Okay, you know, GVL, as Neerja was rightly putting this as a political analyst. What has interestingly happened is that you have put Rahul Gandhi on center stage. So has the entire opposition. And in this entire episode is the opposition unity, which is the casualty. You wanted it to be Modi versus Rahul battle because you understand fully well that is your advantage as well.
No, it's not by design. It's not something that we have not put, we have not sent or we have not dispatched Rahul Gandhi to Cambridge on our invitation. He went there, he made those comments, and possibly he did this to gain attention for himself. But Rahul Gandhi has this knack of keeping himself in center stage for all wrong reasons, and you cannot credit us for his all his faults.
Okay, so you are saying okay, fine enough. I'm not going to credit you. So the Congress should take the blame and the credit then, Mahima?
The BJP is an expert at gaslighting, Maria. You see, right now also what the BJP is saying, it's hilarious because he's saying we have not asked the Cambridge to invite Rahul Gandhi, as if a Cambridge cares about a BJP, as if a Cambridge has ever invited a BJP there. That's not the case here. And let me just say, because the whole nationalism and the patriotism narrative that the BJP puts, on the national political narrative, let me just remind the BJP and the country of the ever so relevant words of Eugene Victor Debs. He said, in every age, it has been the tyrant, the oppressor, and the exploiter who has wrapped himself in the cloak of patriotism or religion or both to deceive and overawe the people. And that's exactly what the BJP and the spokesperson of BJP.
No. You have also tried to make nationalism your subject, and you have also indulged in soft Hindutva. You have also tried to play on that pitch, realizing fully well that it is their advantage. So, Mahima, it's all very well to use these codes, but it's some kind of selective when it comes to you realizing that it's not advantage. But, Mahima, and also this is a question to Khaliqur Rahman, that you tried to raise the issue of Rafale before 2019. Then it is the Pegasus issue, which was raised before one of the assembly elections. None of these issues actually yielded dividend for the Congress party. Then is there some kind of visible disconnect? Why do you think the common man or the man on the ground would be interested in what has been said about Hindenburg regarding the second richest man in the country?
Shall I answer?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Are you answering that, or do you want me to come in?
Yes, Mahima will respond and then you can come in. Yes.
The BJP is guilty of orchestrating cahoot with all the central agencies, Maria. And I think that's what we've been raising in Adani scam case also. You see, there's a host of shell companies, about 38 Mauritius shell companies. So many questions asked. Our leader, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, has day in, day out, forwarded a series of questions to the BJP, but there's no answer. There's no answer, and that exactly is the reason why the Parliament is derailed today. When you talk about a Pegasus or when you talk about a Rafale, Maria, how the cases have gone, how the Rafale papers have disappeared from this country. You would remember when the case was going on, how the Rafale papers mysteriously disappeared suddenly, I think is what should interest and what should make every...
No, but Mahima, shouldn't we go with what the Supreme Court said? Shouldn't we go with what the Supreme Court said in the context of Pegasus?
What did the Supreme Court say, Maria? The Supreme Court said that the centre never cooperated. That's what the Supreme Court
also said, that there is no evidence.
It has underlined that the centre has not cooperated, and
also
so
that there has been no evidence.
And so there is no evidence, because you see, a trial or an investigation has to be conducted in cooperation. The BJP is too busy intimidating the agencies in this country, so they did not cooperate. And the
Khaliqur Rahman, respond to that point that is being made.
I would also like to actually comment on Rahul Gandhi's thing. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, chose the wrong platform on a foreign line to say the truth, actually. What he should have said in India, he went out and said. But that's the truth, what he said. Now, coming to the disruption of the House, BJP actually failed totally in the floor management. It is categorically the function of the government to ensure the peaceful discussions are held in the Parliament. But we have seen the BJP MP shouting, standing, disrupting the House. It is the opposition who is actually, interested and keenly interested to run the House. But unfortunately, the BJP, they know that they don't want to face the failures of their governments, because they know that when the opposition
a quick
talks,
response from you, and then I'll speak to Amar Patnaik and understand what he thinks about Rahul Gandhi's statement. Yes, please. GVL respond.
Please allow me 2 seconds, Maria, before
quickly go ahead. Yes.
Rahul Gandhi, whatever he has raised in Cambridge, everything, and in fact 100 times of that is raised in the country also.
Okay, fine.
Day in, day out.
And one more thing, can I come in?
Because one moment, GVL.
Just give me 20
GVL
seconds.
versus the rest.
20 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Because we should not forget that even when our Prime Minister went abroad, he made a statement that Indians are now taking pride ever since he became the Prime Minister of the country. So that means that the Indians were living in a garbage.
Okay. GVL?
Yeah, Mr. Rahman, he said they used to be ashamed earlier.
GVL.
Absolutely.
Okay, GVL. Yes.
Maria, people of this country will not accept such negative statements and very shameful statements coming from Rahul Gandhi. And just because the Congress is losing elections regularly, consistently, they cannot deride India's democracy. I think until Rahul Gandhi apologizes, BJP will keep this as an important issue, both inside Parliament and outside. And Rahul Gandhi will have to apologize to not only Parliament and to the people of this country. Until then, this issue will remain an important public issue, because you cannot do politics here. Is Rahul Gandhi, why is he then in Parliament? Why does his party contest elections? If they have no trust in any institution, if he is not allowed to speak in Parliament, how come he is able to speak for hours together in Parliament?
Maria,
I think if he has no respect for democracy, why is he even contesting elections? Why doesn't he run away to wherever he feels there is, if he thinks there is great democracy?
Maria, kindly reiterate the question for the BJP.
Rahul Gandhi has to apologize. That's a demand, and we will continue to persist with the demand.
Okay, let me ask Amar Patnaik, because in this fight between the BJP and the Congress largely, there are smaller parties which feel that their issues are not being raised. Amar Patnaik, as a parliamentarian, do you think Rahul Gandhi's statement regarding democracy and the threat and seeking intervention of US and other European countries is actually demeaning Indian democracy, and he should apologize as the BJP is demanding? What exactly are your thoughts?
Indian democracy is the largest democracy. It is a well-established democracy. In fact, in some cases, if you look at the United States, what happened when Trump was about to go, I think Indian democracy is well-functioning democracy as well. And the whole world looks up to it. So I think statement made by, so this is well established, accepted globally across continents. A statement of one person or a group of people should not be taken so seriously as to mean that, they are the one who are the guardian of our democracy. All of us are guardians of democracy. Every MP, every judge, every citizen, every executive is a guardian of democracy, and we have performed so brilliantly. So I think when we try to demean that is really bad, because we are showing light to the world. So these are very general statements I'm making purely as a concerned statement about democracy. Specific reference to what Rahulji said. As I said, I have to really understand and study this now in the Parliament. That is why I said if it is discussed in the House, it is good. Then one would know the context, one would know the history. Of senior parliamentarians would be there. But now there is only
let it be discussed, even if it is a statement which actually, seems to be appalling when it has been said on a platform of this nature. Mahima, Rahul Gandhi only recently participated in the vote of count, and almost like for 35-40 minutes, he was criticizing the government. Isn't that an example of a functioning and a thriving democracy?
Maria, you see, with the changing times, and when the whole scenario is being governed by the monopolization that the BJP has done of the trade, of everything, of the resources in this country, I think the tyranny and the dictatorship is also going to take a different shape if it is allowed to thrive the way it is happening today. What could be a worse example of decline in democracy than the ruling party itself disrupting and deflecting business inside the Parliament?
Okay.
They are the ones who are the guardians.
GVL, a quick response from you, and then I'll give the final word to Neerja Chaudhary. Please go ahead.
No, by raising this issue in Parliament, by demanding an apology from Rahul Gandhi, we are trying to protect the very institution that Rahul Gandhi sought to attack. We are as true guardians and protectors of India's democratic highest institution, that is Parliament. It is our bounden duty to ensure that the rights, the privileges and the respect and dignity of India's Parliament is maintained, and we are actually here BJP is proud. As BJP members, we are proud that we are standing for the dignity of India's parliament. We will not allow any
Neerja,
member to attack India's democracy and get away with impunity.
You heard from the BJP, the Congress and other political parties. One moment. Neerja now please. Neerja, you heard from various sides. The irony is that all this debate on democracy under threat is not happening inside Parliament. It's happening in television studios.
I agree with you, Maria. While your discussion has been going on, I was thinking, actually, there should be a discussion in Parliament on the state of our democracy in India. I think this will be a very good thing to come out of this whole controversy. And I don't feel, Rahul Gandhi may have got carried away and may not and should not have made certain comments, I feel. But I feel he, so-called running down India, no. I think our democracy is strong, vibrant, despite all its flaws, to ride this. To think that just because Rahul Gandhi has criticized run down India, quote unquote, our democracy is going to cave in, I don't buy that at all. And it's Rahul Gandhi's job as an opposition leader to hold the government to account. If he doesn't do that, what is he there for? Now, in the manner in which he's done it, you and I can have, we can discuss it and we have differences on it and comments on it. But actually that is his job. And I agree with you. In Parliament, to debate the state of democracy in India would be a very good thing to have.
Yes, and rather than doing it at Cambridge or Chatham House. You would agree?
Please.
And also on the TV studios.
You would agree, Neerja?
Sorry, I missed that.
A discussion of this nature should be happening in Parliament. If Rahul Gandhi has issues with the Indian democracy and institutions, he should be talking about it in Parliament of India as a member of Parliament rather than raising it in Chatham House and in Cambridge.
I would agree with you. One would have liked him to do it in Parliament, if not in Parliament, to do it, in an institution in the country. But having said that, it is his right to choose where he does it.
When he raised questions on the Adani scam, Neerja ji, did he not do it? Does the BJP not owe an apology to this country for joblessness, for inflation, for monopolization of resources, for wasting the public money of the accord of 20 lakh crores of,
All right, thank you so much, Neerja Chaudhary, Halikur Rahman, Amar Patnaik, GVL Narasimha Rao and Mahima Singh. We are slipping into a short break. Up next, an exclusive